What up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday night. Thank God Monday is all the way the fuck over. I'm not a big fan of Mondays myself, but welcome to the Men Like Us podcast. The podcast that is made for men by men. Again, I do this show to help educate other cis men out there. This is for you fellas. There's a lot of men out there who need answers and who need education, need conversation to help their growth and being trans attracted, trans amorous, whatever you want to call it, man. And we're about to do that shit today. Today, we are finally having conversation about HIV, PreP, and, safe sex practices. So, just strap in. I procured an educator, somebody who knows their shit when it comes to HIV and, the spread of it, prevention, all that stuff. So, without further ado, I'm sorry, before we jump into the guest, need to do the ceremonial trigger warning. Trigger warning. This is a show. This is men talk. So we're going to say shit the way that we want to say it because this is a conversation for men. Ladies, thank you for joining us. But just know this is a conversation made palatable to men. So now, without further ado, I will bring on my main man, Mike Brooklyn. Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna bring on bring on my main man, Mike Brooklyn. What's going on? New York. And then our guest of honor, my main man, Doug. What's going on, Doug?
What's going on, y'all? What's up?
OG in the house. Man, thanks for joining us today. It's about it's about time we have this. Oh yeah, it's about time we have these conversations about this shit, man. We don't talk about HIV, safe sex. Believe it or not, ladies, men in general, we just don't talk about sex with each other that much. Particulars and all that kind. We kind of avoid that conversation a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's about time that we talk about this shit. So I want to go through some basics and one-on-one stuff to kind of help educate guys out there. That's where I want to start. But before that, I really want to bring in my man, Doug, properly. Doug, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
It's not much to tell. I don't know. When we start, being a peer educator, counselor, tester, and by the way, peer educator means that I gave seminars about HIV-1 basics because I am positive. I've been positive for 19 years now. I've been a little bit ahead of the curve because I've been in several research projects. Like when Truvada first came out, I was in, the phase 4 research study so that it could come out. I'm currently in a study at the moment that has some amazing, medical points that will bring a lot of hope, hopefully, like the research for a cure. We just finished part of the study. I'm now in the monitoring phase. I've been off my medications for almost a year and maintain undetectable. So they think that it's starting to show major promise. I've taken Truvada, Descovy. I forget the other one. I should have checked. It was one other drug, and then I was on Simtuza before they took me off. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not a fan of U equals U. So when those questions come up, I'm ready. I have something to kind of explain why U equals U exists. It's important. It's very important. Personally, not a fan of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, look, man, let's I really want to jump into some, like, I guess, can you run us through some of the basic knowledge points that, you find a lot of people just don't have about HIV? When you do these seminars, like the kinds of things that people don't know.
I will babble if we do that. So
Okay.
I've had people ask some really. Matter of fact, don't you have some questions?
Yes, we do. We
Let's
have
just
some.
do the
Let's
questions,
jump in there.
and
Okay.
then I'll put some anecdotal things and things that actually
There we
happened to me
go.
while doing some seminar.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, and everybody, these are viewer questions that I cultivated from groups and Instagram and all that stuff. So,
I came up with three.
question number 1: which activities are most likely to transmit HIV?
Okay, I hate this question because it's unprotected sex. Plain and simple. If you're going raw, there's a chance that HIV can be transmitted if someone has it. Now, if you've tested and you've tested and you tested and you never tested positive, and both of you tested positive, or however many of you having sex together have never tested positive, the likelihood of transmitting HIV is no. But if one person is positive and they haven't tested, they don't know. This is the importance of testing.
Mhm.
No matter what, you meet somebody, hey, we're going to use condoms and we're going to hold off on the raw sex until we both test simultaneously together. Like you're not going to test a week ahead of me, because that week ahead of me, you could have had sex with somebody else and then contracted it and not know.
Mhm.
It takes 10 days for the antibodies to be able to be detected in the test. So it's like, I've heard people say, yeah, well, I test every month. That's good. But if you're not having sex like that, you don't have to. Only if you like some kind of, person that's got to have sex 2, 3, 4 times a week should you test on that level. But when you say activities, are you saying, oral, you saying anal, you saying all that? It's anything you do unprotected sexually has the potential to cultivate a situation where HIV can be transmitted. I'm gonna try to say it that way.
Okay, fair enough. What's going on, Brother Trail? Thanks for joining us.
What's up?
Hey, y'all. Hey, how you doing, sir?
To Cookie, or I'm sorry, Michaela. Yes, everybody, if you are watching this, please drop your questions in the comments. We will show them here. We will have our educator, do his best to answer your questions as thoroughly as possible. We are taking questions throughout this entire show.
And can I add?
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to be all clinical. I'm just shooting from the hip and personal opinions on some of the actual work.
Fair enough. Next question. My girlfriend is positive. She swears I can't get it from raw sex with her. Should I get on PreP even though she doesn't want me to?
This is a question I really don't want to touch, but my opinion is, yeah, you should get on PreP, even with the undetectable, untransmittable situation going on. It's just added protection if you want to have raw sex. So, personally, I would recommend get on PreP just to be on PreP if you're having raw sex, period. Even if it helps protect you if the condom breaks. Very rare, but condoms still break. If you want to have sex, PreP's a good idea. Even with all of the hype, it is a good idea.
That's facts.
All right, fellas. So next question. Am I in higher danger of getting HIV if my partner anally bleeds?
Well, so HIV being a blood-borne pathogen, as they say, it's one of the main reasons HIV is able to replicate in your body is blood. So there's blood, semen, breast milk. Wait a minute, I'm forgetting to. Bodily fluids, vaginal fluid, and one other one. It's not. Is it saliva? Can't remember. I should have brought my book out so I could remember that. But yeah, if you're in contact with blood, and if they're HIV positive, now let me say that's important. It's not just coming in contact with blood. It has to be HIV positive blood. So that's a big factor.
Okay.
So, higher danger. It's danger.
I mean,
it's danger.
I'm sure it's happened at some point with somebody out there having anal sex. Something might have ripped. There might have been some kind of tear. It's not. It's definitely possible.
Mucous membranes are tough but fragile at the same time.
Okay.
You ever brush your teeth too hard and your gums bleed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it happen before.
Yeah, that can happen because you get into pounding down there.
I get it from when I floss too hard, like when I go too hard on floss, and then I might hurt myself. But damn it, sometimes that Chipotle chicken be really dry, and I just gotta.
Oh man, see, here we go with this. Here you go with this.
All right. So next question. Am I safer if I never swallow? A whole lot of people out there giving oral sex. A whole lot of people taking shots in the mouth, men and women.
So let's go back. Let's go back and talk about what we just talked about with the gums bleeding and the blah blah blah.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily safer spit or swallow connection thing going on. It's so you have this this session set up, and you go, you want to freshen up, you brush your teeth, and yeah, you shouldn't get it in your mouth because you just brushed your teeth. You got.
All right, fair enough. Hey man, these are the questions that came in, and I swore to answer them. We got one from a live stream viewer right now.
I was getting ready to say I saw something.
Yeah. All right. Michaela says, I'm confused to what PreP does and doesn't do. If you're HIV negative, can you still catch it if you're on PreP?
It's such a slim chance of you catching HIV. So PreP is very much a medicine that was originally used for treatment, and it got people to being undetectable, better than practically anything was out at the time. So they discovered that it also has a way of stopping HIV from getting into the cells it needs to, which is the white blood cells, the serum in the blood, right? The white blood cells are the soldiers that go out. Did you ever see what is that? What was that show called? It was a movie with Bill
Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones. I was going to say Ozzy and Drix. But if you ever see Osmosis Jones, the HIV would be attacking the hell out of Osmosis Jones, right? They get inside and then they start to breed, and Osmosis will basically blow up, but then a whole army of HIV virus cells come out.
Oh, so it's like the flood on Halo.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, when like the aliens, they get inside and they they breed in that cell, and then the cell blows up and it lets millions more out, thousands, whatever number it is, to come out, and they start attacking the rest of the cells. So what HIV does is like, whoa, Jack, take them out a little bit, you know what I mean? And then the body can start trying to clean them up, and then
that's what PreP does.
So PreP is more of the protective factor. It's holding up the stop sign. Hey, we on duty here. You shall not pass. That type of thing. So it creates an environment in your body where it's very protective. Like for instance, you're having raw sex 2-3 times a week. There's still a slim chance. They actually have some kind of percentage rate is like 98.999 effective protection from PreP. That's pretty freaking good, but it's also pretty freaking iffy. That's why you use PreP in conjunction with good condom usage. You know.
Well, here's another question. This is a big one. So we gotta take a little bit. I'm gonna have to take it up and take it back down. So another one from Michaela, and I have to read this for the people listening on audio. I got a real question as a trans woman. I hear this a lot. A lot of trans women feel like they are at higher risk when they are in relationships compared to when they do sex works. I guess they feel safer and have safer sex during sex work, but in a relationship, they trust, and when they catch the virus, they trust, and that's when they catch the virus. What do you tell girls who believe this dumb logic?
So I was doing a seminar, and it's a very so close, similar question came up in a seminar, and I almost got fired for my answer because we used to have this answer that was supposed to be PC, and my answer was this. So you're in a relationship, right? You don't follow your partner around 24/7 now, do you? You know?
Mm-mm.
No.
You know, because it was a woman in one of my seminars, and I said, you don't follow your partner around 24/7. It's like what the referees in boxing say. Does anybody know what they say?
Keep your guard up.
Protect yourself at all times.
All times, right?
Protect yourself at all times. So the thing about sex work, most times when they do sex work, they require you to use a condom. Condoms have been one of the most effective ways of protecting yourself. So, yeah, in a relationship, you do kind of let your guard down. I know you do kind of let your guard down in a relationship.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. And that's an important factor to recognize, that if you're not paying attention to your own protection, I was in a campaign where we fought against criminalizing HIV, and there's a realization that people don't like to hear, but it takes two to tango.
Mm-hmm.
So that is you're tempting fate. And I'm not saying that you should always be in fear of a relationship, but your personal awareness is what will help you out. You don't have to be OCD about it, but just your awareness level, and your education about it. Because let me digress a little bit. So also in that same seminar I was talking about, there was a younger guy, and he wasn't taking the seminar serious. I was speaking in front of I forget, it was an organization that wanted to, get more aware of HIV. And the young guy there, he was, I'm just trying to figure out how I can avoid getting the full body karate. And it was like, why are you making jokes? And we trying to have this serious conversation. And this was right after she had asked this very similar question about it was like, oh, I had this friend, and she caught it because her husband was cheating on her. And it was like, but we can't always make that blame. Did anybody see Temptation? Confessions of a Marriage Counselor?
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Yeah.
You wanna know why? That shit hits home for me.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like that. So that was one of the things that so my supervisor had to pull me in. It's like, well, what are you doing? Like, you scare people. I said, no, I'm giving people the reality. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. He said, well, just give them the education. If they ask me a question, I'm going to answer to the best of my ability.
Right. As you should.
So, I mean, at that point, women stop sex working, and, they want to start having raw sex because, they love each other, whatever the fuck. I mean, at that point, why not just jump on PreP?
So I'm going to be honest with you. So, yeah, why not? But the fear of PreP is in the lawsuit that says there is kidney damage, possible liver damage, bone density loss, all of these things. But what they don't remember to tell you is that mostly happens in the people who were, are HIV positive and they were using the drug for therapy, but they're finding it happening to people who have been on the drug for a prolonged time. Like when PreP first came out, 2 years later, people like, oh, my knees are hurting, But then you got to remember, one of the things you can't take Truvada and drink. There's too many people that they drink. There's fine print when you get a prescription for PreP. There's a piece of paper you got to read.
Yep.
Most people go, okay, I got it, and I'm signed, and they didn't read it. And even if they did read it, they were like, well, what if I drink at 2 and I take my PreP at 8? Well, that's okay. They discovered. But suppose you were drinking and you didn't stop drinking till 6:30. You didn't give your body enough time to let that alcohol, and alcohol is something that's going to cause Truvada to not work as good as it can. And this is why they came up with Descovy. Descovy is another formulation that's a little safer for your body. So if you're on the Descovy PreP, you got a little bit better leeway in doing long-term versions of PreP. Like I said a little bit. Oh no, I didn't say that. But the things I've discovered about PreP is people think, oh, in 7 days you're covered. Oh, in 10 days you're covered. It's more like, in reality, 30 days worth of PreP before it can start covering you.
Yeah, I was told that too. Yeah, 30 days.
Well, I didn't even know that.
But I'm saying that's part of the problem. Like, there's people who get PreP and they didn't listen to the whole thing. They like, yeah, give me PreP because I want to go out here and be a freak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the whole reason. If you're gonna run these streets, you got to get on it.
Right.
But I didn't get nothing from my doctor, and the pharmacist didn't give me a spiel when I got it. But there is a piece of paper in there. I didn't. You got to
take it every day though. The same time. It's a 24-hour release pill. So if you take it at 11, you want to take it between 10 and 12 every time. Yeah. Every day. And that's where the effectiveness is, because once it builds up in your system, you get a leeway. You can probably miss a pill, but then here's the thing: you stop having sex, right? You can go off. You can go off of it.
But then do you have to wait another 30 days if you want to start having it again?
No, you can just start it when you feel like you're about to go back. Because it could be 45 days, it could be 50 days before you get more sex, or it could be 7 days.
Yeah.
But in that 7 days, if you take it, you still have. It's not the same amount as if you had been taking it. But let's say you were off for 2 weeks. Yeah, you don't want to have sex at the end of that 2-week period. Or is it 10 days or 7 days? We don't. You know what I'm saying? So. That's the trick about. Well, I don't know. I got to do some more research on the Descovy part. But
it is a good solution for the women that say they're in sex work and they're safer. And now that I quit sex work, that's when I'm gonna catch it. Like, is the solution for them just to stay wrapping it up no matter what, or PreP?
Let's say this.
Okay.
PreP works best in conjunction with proper condom use. PreP was designed to be a backup for breaking condoms, and those moments where you just have a quickie because you can't grab a condom, and it's not the 100% cure. You want the 100% cure, you do the combo, condoms and PreP. You're like 99.9%, 99.8% protected. At least that's what they say.
Okay, I have a question. Because I was on PreP, I was taking Descovy for a while, and the side effects really affected me, and I just fell back off of it.
Yeah, side effects affect quite a few people.
Yeah.
But the things that you do can help that. What was one of the side effects? Did you get nausea, queasy stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make you laugh. You could have ate a peanut butter sandwich. That would help.
Really?
That would have helped the nausea. Which one were you taking, Truvada or Descovy?
Descovy.
Yeah, peanut butter sandwich, or toast and some bread just to get your stomach to settle. Because when it's breaking down, it's just upsetting the stomach, the digestion. So you feeling like you got a little queasy. You know, you want to simple solution. A tuna fish sandwich, a light little something would have helped settle your stomach down.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I have an apple fritter or something like that, or a little kolache or some eggs. I don't know. I learned I had to start eating after the first 2 days. My stomach was just off, and then I just started eating in the morning, just having something down in my stomach went with it, and it was just fine. I haven't had a problem since, but I always eat every morning. Not big, but just a little something. Just
You just need a little something.
Yeah.
A boiled egg. Just one when you take the pill.
Yeah, I didn't want the medicine in my stomach by itself, so that's why I was just like, nah, fuck that.
I got a question too, though. Yeah, so say you have like a potential partner that has HIV, right? What is the best way to discuss the topic without coming across as like insensitive or seeming like too worried or concerned about their status?
Okay, well, there's no best way. But if you're open-minded and sincere enough to want to get involved with the situation, it's just going to be a conversation. It's going to be a real conversation. So many people have gotten shameful and fearful because they are positive. That's how our world has run. But the truth of the matter is people just okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted by my cell phone. There's another question coming up. But so there's no best way. It's a sincere way. It's an honest and open way of discussing. Like, you go on a date with somebody and they reveal to you they're HIV positive. You don't bristle. Oh, wow. I don't believe you're positive. You're so beautiful, isn't it? No. You don't do that. That's rude. You're like, well, I mean, so are you good? Something like that. And you understand, it should just be a conversation. There's no best way. Listen, it's none of your business unless you're planning on having sex. Number one.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just out on a date with a person, third, fourth date, they feeling you, they might reveal it. You might have to say, hey, look, well, I'm going to go get tested. Have you been tested? If you want to broach or breach the subject, you can say something like, I'm really into being tested for HIV. And then somebody can say, well, I did test positive, or, oh, I just tested yesterday. You're going to get some situations like that.
Dope. So we're going to take another question from the pool of questions that we had before the show started. Where is that? Okay.
Hold on. Wait. I just go and look at the questions in the chat.
You want to take Cookie Neo's question, or
should people with HIV take COVID vaccine?
Yep. Which one would be best for positive people?
They haven't really discovered anything, but your doctor would be best to help you assess whether you should be able to take it or not. If you're doing very well, undetectable very well, your doctor might say, yeah, you can probably take it. The newest thing they said is that they do want to start getting positive people on the list, like bumping them up in the list of the schedule, so to speak, to get on to take them. There are a lot of special cases that they've already done for research, so to speak.
Okay. Well, now y'all know.
And I was in the doctor's office today, and I found out that none of these COVID vaccines are 100% accurate.
Not one of them.
Nah.
Yeah, none of them are. I'm like, oh wow.
I got the Moderna 2 shot.
Yeah, me too. I'll go get my second shot Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm taking my first dose of the Pfizer on Wednesday, which is 95%.
Yeah, but they don't make vaccines that are 100%. It's like that's not how it works.
Well, not only that, it's not in the money for them.
True.
You know, and it may not be safe. Could you imagine having 100% vaccine? You would probably have some weird side effects that you go through, and then okay, so for instance, let's talk about chickenpox.
Mm-hmm.
I am old enough to remember some stuff that we did in the 70s over chickenpox.
Mm.
You know, it wasn't even getting a vaccine. Your mama would send you over to the neighbor's house and their child just got chickenpox. You better go on over there and play with that with little Johnny, and then for the next couple of weeks you suffering with chickenpox, but you never get it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then they vaccinated you anyway. On top of that, your body would actually vaccinate itself, not vaccinate, but would create a immune response to chickenpox where you would never get it again anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then there were people who was like, yes, vaccinate before they actually get it. They won't have to go through that, because it was like 3 weeks of hell with chickenpox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I had chickenpox. I
remember too. Oh.
Yep. Ugh, body was itchy everywhere. God damn.
Itching.
So we got a question from Kanisha. She says, I'm positive and I have a partner who is negative. We never had sex, but I need him to get on PreP. How does that conversation look like?
Just what she just wrote. I need you to get on PreP. Right. You know, because I would rather you be more aware of what's going on with the situation. You say, hey, look, unless he doesn't know, then that's some stuff right there. But if he's understanding you're being positive and he's being negative, now I mean, like, if y'all want to get to the sexual part, condoms and PreP. You know, and if you're undetectable, condoms and PreP. Hey, look, I'm trying to get busy. I need you to get on PreP. And if he says, I don't know, well, let's look. Hey, we got these little supercomputers that travel with us. Let's look it up and see, and find out more about it. And, convincing to get on PreP shouldn't be that daggone hard.
No, I shouldn't.
I mean, we stay in our mindsets. I don't know. People gonna think I'm kind of, if I'm on PreP, they gonna think I got it. And no, that's not the case. The case is protect yourself at all times.
Fair enough. That's the best mindset. Absolutely the best mindset. So, fellas, get on that shit. And don't let nobody talk you out of it.
And don't wait till after you caught HIV to have to be on HIV therapy. That's a little different than just taking a pill a day PreP.
What about that? The day after pill that they got. What was that about?
So post-exposure prophylaxis is when they started doing that. That was an emergency procedure, and that was how do I explain it? It was designed to help the medical staff who may have gotten accidentally stuck by a needle. They could give them this medicine within a 3-day, 72-hour period, and it would stop them from getting it. It moved out because of things like, roofies and stuff like that. And people would be concerned that they just got date raped and they run to the emergency room and get. Right. So it's PEP. And the newer version is PreP, pre-exposure. and it was post-exposure. Now it's pre-exposure, where it can be used as a you know how you buy a computer and you put the protection plan on it?
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people walk out the store and say, I ain't paying that $15 extra for the protection plan?
Yep.
Yes, it's that thing. Because then you get home and you drop your computer and you're like, I should have paid for that $15 protection plan.
And that's what PEP
What?
is.
I'm doing something. Excuse me. Okay.
Okay. Where can this, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I don't know. Where can the girl who does sex work get PrEP because they don't have insurance?
So a lot of the bigger cities have specialty clinics.
They have them here.
And is that a place where guys can get it too?
Wait, hold on. Wait. Where you at, Clee?
I'm in New York.
You in New York? Okay.
Same here.
Yeah. So y'all in New York, there's plenty of clinics up there that can help.
Right. Yeah.
So are those
Philadelphia
places
has some very excellent clinics?
Yeah.
Are those places that men can go get it too? Like if they need help getting PrEP?
People can walk into the clinics.
Okay. Like LGBT focused clinics or
people? When he said people, that means everybody.
People.
I'm talking about what clinics.
Listen. Even if it's LGBT focused, you can still walk in. You might be embarrassed, but you can still walk in and say, hey, I'm a guy who has sex. I heard some stuff about PrEP. I'd like to discuss that and get on it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what clinics you go to, but there are specialty clinics that will do that.
Okay. And I know there's I know I've heard of from some different activists that I know that where they, well, if you need to get on it, I know there's ways to get on it and get discounts for it through coupons or, get on it for free. There you go. So I know it gets expensive if you're paying full price for it, or even if you're paying for it full price and you have insurance,
it gets a little costly. Insurance will pay if you have insurance. Even Medicaid will help you pay for it.
I have really good insurance, and it was still like $80 for 2 different pills.
Wait, 2?
Yeah, he put me on Descovy, and then I think it was Tridecay or something. It was some other secondary. I'm taking 2 pills a day. I don't know what. I just follow orders.
Okay.
I just said, yo, man, I need PrEP.
And that ties into somebody was saying something about men don't like to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I do whatever my doctor tells me. I have a great black doctor. He knows his shit. I'm trying to get him to at least see the doctor for a checkup, but the saying that men don't like to go to the doctors. Correct.
I was that guy, but I learned my lesson the hard way. I was the guy, man. I don't go to the doctors, man. I was built like a brick house, like I could have been on the cover of Flex magazine, and I started getting sick one day, like I had the flu. And my mom said, "What's wrong with you? You coughing awfully hard there." My dumb ass went into the doctor. Hey, doc, check me out for everything. I need a full physical, run the stats of everything. It's cool. All right, sit down. We're going to take your blood, blah, 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 blah. A month later, get the results back. I'm cool. Let's test you for diabetes. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. You didn't do that the last time? Like, no, we just assumed you was talking about STDs. I said, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, doc, but I need to be tested for everything. And my doctor looked at me. He said, what are you trying to say? What do you mean by everything? I said, everything, doc. And I said, Magic Johnson. And he's like, oh, HIV test, man, you should have said HIV. You can't just come in and say everything. You got to ask for that separately.
Yeah, you do.
That's a whole nother thing. We got to give you this paperwork here. You got to sign for this. And when you get it done, they get on top of shit. Pardon me 1 second. I gotta go deal with my dog. She is making all this weird noise. One second.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so everybody keep asking questions. Doug is an educator. He's been doing this for a minute. He knows what the fuck he is talking about. So by all means, keep asking them questions. Hold on, there we go. So yeah. Please keep asking the questions because we got him here for this. So
yeah, when you go to a doctor, you have to you have to sign some other paperwork because that don't go to the doctor.
Well,
go to the health department.
The thing is, so I've been donating blood since I was a teenager, and I know that was always a part of it. Like, well, we'll test it for HIV, and if you have HIV, you'll hear from us. If you don't, then you won't hear from us. It's always like that's what they've been saying since I was a teenager when donating blood.
It was the part when you said since I was a teenager, and then I was like, damn, I'm old.
Yeah, since a little.
No, I'm old because I actually remember the beginnings. Patient zero type beginning stuff from the 70s. Before they broke down and said, well, this thing is affecting everyone. It's not just the gay men.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard of that Legacy Clinic in Houston. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Ray was talking about them.
Sounds like one of the clinics we have in Philly.
Fair enough. Another question from Michaela. How do you get girls to choose to pay for their HIV meds versus pay for their hormones and surgical procedures that are gender affirming?
Yeah, that's a question I can't answer. Why would I know that?
I don't know. That's a definite logic puzzle there.
I think
I got
probably choose to live. Yeah,
no, I just never would be in that. I wouldn't be in that situation, so I wouldn't even dare to answer that. That's not in my wheelhouse.
Fair enough. We'll take one of these stock questions that I collected from viewers ahead of time. Okay. Since we don't have any more live stream questions. Can two HIV positive people have unprotected sex or intercourse?
I'm not supposed to say yes. But you could. But why would you want to be okay? So the reasons you don't want to do that is if you're on two separate kind of medicines, because then you can kill those medicines and have to start on another set of medicines, which means new side effects, new, what I'm saying, stuff like that. It has been my experience and opinion that that's the only reason not to. But if you've been a couple for a minute and you've reached your point of undetectable, you're not really making it worse because HIV is HIV. There's genotypes, phenotypes that they test for, and that's how they figure out which medicine is going to work better in your system. So it's not like it's strains, like they say. They say strains. There's two HIVs. The only reason there's two HIVs is because of a patent where it says, "Oh, we discovered it first." So it was discovered as a virus first in America or France. We don't know, but America, Wistar Institute, got to the patent and copyright of HIV-1. So across the Atlantic, it's HIV-2. Those are the strains. But what happens is we call these different. So I believe they're now up to like 7 types of medicines to attack HIV. I believe it's 7. The last I checked, and they have different names like nucleoside or nucleotides, and they got all of these names and the PIs and the this, that, and other thing. And now we just got 1 pill a day. There was a time when people were taking 30-something pills a day.
Whoa.
To maintain a few extra years of life. Now you got people that's saying, hey, I've been positive for 30 years. I've been positive since day one, but I took good care of myself. When doctors told me I needed to be on medicine, I didn't hem and haw about, I don't know what the medicine's going to do to my body. Give me them pills, doc. I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the new attitude is a lot better than it was circa 1985, 86, 87, when it got super bad.
Okay. So I mean, speaking about, you know, beliefs and changes and all that stuff, we'll just jump ahead to this other topic that I know is not your favorite topic to talk about, but you know, you know, it was explained to me, and it's explained to me by a lot of people. You know, undetectable equals untransmittable, and that's like a law of the land. And like, well, I'm undetectable, so we can have raw sex, we can do this. Like, we're totally safe. I'm not going to pass it to you because I'm undetectable. And I've had sex with plenty of people, and I've never given it to any of them because I'm undetectable. And it's like, you know, it is this belief that this is like in stone what it is, and you know, we can kind of relax our safety measures. We can kind of just enjoy each other.
All right, I'm gonna tackle this.
So tell the truth, keep it real. And let us know.
The campaign of undetectable equals untransmittable was really designed to help people who felt as though they couldn't take their pills regularly scheduled. When they test you, if you're positive, when they run the test to give you what your labs or your numbers, that's just a small sample of what your blood is doing with the HIV in it. So there's a sample of your blood. It's like taking this quick screenshot and saying that's all that mattered in the whole conversation. It does make you safer. There's less of a chance of transmitting HIV, which is why I said earlier, PreP and condoms. It's not just, oh, I take PreP so I can have raw sex. You can take PreP and have raw sex with someone who is undetectable. There's a slim chance. It's so slim that you can say you're protected. But we don't talk about that slim chance because we rather hear all of the poppies, daisies, and rosies part of the story. But there's a reality factor in this story that we're only talking about a quick sample of your blood. Say you go to your doctor on Monday, you know, and they say, oh, we got that sample. You get the results back 4 days later. But between Monday and them 4 days, when they tell you you're positive, maybe you missed a pill. Your viral load had a chance to make a blip and come back a little bit. This is why it's important that you take your medicine on time as prescribed all the time if you're positive. So you can stay consistently undetectable. So they say, well, if you're undetectable, there's like almost no chance you can give it to anybody. It kind of gives you motivation to stay undetectable, doesn't it? So there's that factor, because I'm not a fan of that campaign. But there's a reality to it, and then there's a reality to it. So as long as you are consistent with your meds, you're pretty good to go, but still be freaking safe if at all possible. You know, we like with the relationship question, and you let your guard down because you want to feel it. You know, you don't want the plastic in the way. You don't want the latex in the way. You don't want the lambskin. I'm gonna take it back to the lambskin condom. You don't want that barrier between you. So sometimes, yeah, it's pretty freaking safe, but taking a chance on the safeness of it, but you okay, it's like this. Will you stick your hand in a beehive without a protective glove on?
I don't know.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, and Liz was like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of other STDs you could get too. You forget about that. Who wants herpes? What Eddie Murphy said, that shit's like luggage. You don't want the other stuff too, because come on, be safe. Like, don't you enjoy feeling healthy, even though you have these little mini micro monsters trying to fuck you up from the inside? But you can still feel freaking healthy if you take your meds properly, if you do what's being recommended by the whole world science community. Hey, do you like having sex? Prep it the fuck up then. If you're negative, if you're positive, take your fucking medicine like you're supposed to. Oh, I had to take a break this weekend, man. I got tired of taking this one little pill. I took it Monday through Friday. I'm gonna take a break Saturday and Sunday because I want to go out and party. Well, party at your own risk,
Yeah, but I think the issue really comes in with these like some people commented earlier. It's the relationship. We love each other. We want to go raw. We want to do this, and this, and it's just like.
I looked at my phone. Vegan? Why? Doesn't matter. I mean, vegan's good for you, but it's not gonna.
The question from Michaela is: if you are HIV positive, should you go vegan?
On-demand PrEP does not exist, Monica. Sorry.
Can you explain on-demand PrEP?
Yeah, that's a thing where people just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take PrEP and go party." Oh, I'm gonna take PrEP for a week so I can have a freak session at the end of the week. But when they give you PrEP, they give you a 30-day supply. And if you special case, they give you a 60 to 90-day supply. And it's to be used every day, the same way as if you were in therapy for HIV. You have to take it for it to be effective. Especially if it's Truvada. Now, if it's Descovy, you might have a day or two leeway of not taking PrEP.
Or like a 1-a-day multivitamin, pretty much.
You're not going to get the effect of it if you don't take it once a day, every damn day. Oh, wait a minute. Let me pop this Flintstone real quick. Dun, 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 dun. No, it's not going to do it,
Yeah. And I mean, it's just one pill a day. Like,
yeah, but wait. Let me go back to the on-demand thing. Like, people hear what they want to hear. I think I was
asking you about that 211 or whatever.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Talking about.
And people hear some things from their doctors, and they somehow in their brain mix it up. One time my doctor told me some stuff, and I was like, "So you mean to tell me that?" And he said, "Wait, when did I say that?" And I was like, "You're right, you didn't. I just made that up in my head, because I was trying to connect the dots before you even finished your sentence, Doc." Yeah, but PrEP takes some time to actually fortify your system enough to be, protected. Like I said, I have heard people like, "Yeah, I took PrEP over the weekend." And then went to a sex party on Monday night or some shit like that.
Doesn't work.
Wow. But no, man, that shit gotta go get into your system and really like dissolve and play a role. And so
yeah.
You can't do that. I don't know that.
And it takes that 30 days to get to that 98% efficacy rate, right?
Right.
Usually, people like, "Oh, well, my doctor said in 7 days I'll be cool. I'll be cool." Okay, if you want to believe that, but it takes 30 days.
I had a lady doctor tell me 10 days.
I've heard the 10 days too.
Yeah, lady doctor told me 10 days.
But
What's his
but the
other
company
choices?
Gilead, the company that makes Truvada and Descovy, read what they tell you.
Okay. Yeah, because then I went to the doctor. This dude, the male doctor, told me, he said, "Nah, it's going to take about 30 days for it to really work, to be effective." And I
It
said, "All
starts
right."
work. Wait, it takes 7 days for it to really start working good. And the 30 days is when you reach that 98 point something, 98.8 percentage of being protective. That's why it's not just take PreP and buck wild raw dog and orgy eyes. Orgy eyes, that's not a word. Orgy, you know what I'm saying? And you doing all this freaky stuff. You put a condom on, man. Like in conjunction with taking PreP. You know? And then you get a relationship, you get a little comfortable. Yeah, you cannot use the condom because you got the PreP backup. You know, you're a little safer with the PreP backup. So that's
Okay.
I'm looking.
McKenna? How
All
do
right,
we talk
so
to our cishet family and friends, or friends and family, to get on PreP? A lot of queer folks take it, but cishet folks feel like it don't affect them. I mean, that was something I'm saying
again,
in another show.
That's ignorant.
Everybody should be on it.
that's something I got in trouble with giving a seminar. So there was this real Christian woman, and she was like, this was before PreP was even a thing. And she was like, well, me and my husband don't use condoms because we were talking, everyone must use condoms and blah, blah, blah. And, because we've been married for 7 years. And what I said to her was, men are men, people like sex. And sometimes, I said, what's your husband? Oh, he's a executive in the office. And I said, yeah. That's usually how it starts. Cute secretary that's willing to do the stuff that you neglected to do at home. And vice versa. Because I told you that movie Temptation hits real home for me. She got bored with me, and went off and did her thing, came home like nothing happened. That type scenario. And I'm here 19 years positive when they told me, oh, you ain't gonna make it. I said, watch this. I'm gonna pay attention to everything y'all tell me. And my doctor said, well, join this research. I've been doing research for about 13 of those 19 years as a research patient. And they just did a incredible study using, I'm gonna just put it this way. They're called BNABs, but I call them supercharged white blood cells that go in and Pac-Man the shit out of the HIV virus. Because they put it in you. They take your blood, separate the white blood cells, supercharge them, and then put them back in with the IV, right? And they come back and say, hey, you know how we say undetectable? Well, you kind of super undetectable at this point. You're better than undetectable at this point. Now I'm not supposed to be talking about my study right now because it hasn't been. It's out, but it's not finished. Have you seen anything about they say that they think they cured this woman?
No, but you see that once in a while. Somebody says they've been cured.
Yeah, but it's not like the what was his name, the Boston patient. It's not like that. You don't have to go through all that he went through. Now, that's a different study than what I'm on. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Okay, well that's dope. That's dope. I hope it all works out because I mean, look, whatever we can do to whatever the science community can do to just get rid of this thing.
Yeah,
or at least stomp it out.
They have medicine that's like one shot for a month of medicine for those people who don't like to take the pills. But I'm sorry, it's not one shot. It's 2 shots. One in each ass cheek. You take a shot. on the same day, and you ain't got to come back to the doctors and get the shot for a whole month, whole 30 days. One treatment for a whole 30 days. The treatment I'm getting, they think it might be once a year or better. So yeah, they're doing real research. It's just that it's a lot of people that don't come forward about it. There's a lot of people that, we still talk about the Tuskegee Institute issues, and
right.
I'm gonna just put it this way: the Tuskegee Institute issue is very important because they cannot do that ever again. They can't just do that ever again without some serious consequences. They can try it if they want to, but that's the real importance of it and why it got publicized like that. And it's not supposed to make people scared of research and all of that type of stuff.
Oh. Can you really get HIV through kissing? It used to be no, but now I read it's maybe.
It's only maybe because that's had to be some rough ass kissing. It's bloodborne. It's not really like saliva has this much chance of transmission. Blood contact and the other bodily fluids. Saliva has a thing that, like they used to say, oh, you can spit in somebody's eye and give them HIV. That was not true. You would need a freaking gallon, almost a 5-gallon bucket of saliva to transmit it. Geez, I wish I had my book because I can run down some stuff that would make y'all just go, what? Because nobody ever told me that. But I went through a state certification program to become a 101 peer educator and a tester counselor and resource agent. Mm-hmm. So I really did keep up with the latest and everything. And
she says, my understanding is that case also involved gum disease.
Yes. Gum disease was the gums are irritated enough.
So you bleed a lot, right? Is that it?
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Bleeding gums, Murphy. Again, let me say it again. The mucous membranes are tough but fragile. Hey, you bit in the side of your cheek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see how that works, and it heal up really quick after a day or two. It heals up, but if you rough it up, like I said, you brush your teeth too hard and your gums bleed, you might want to hold off for a day or two before you start doing oral sex. Yeah, give your gums time to heal up. If you're gonna raw oral sex. There's a big difference.
All right. They do have the dental dams out there.
See, dental dams. Have you ever used a dental dam?
Yeah, my first time ever going and doing oral on a girl, I used a dental dam. Yes.
Hey, and how was that? Yeah, just
I'm gonna be
honest on that experience because
it was very uncomfortable. I'm gonna be really honest. It was very uncomfortable for me because it's like I almost choked, to be honest, when I was doing it. I almost choked.
So did you have the polypropylene or the latex one?
Latex one.
Yeah. They taste like chewing rubber bands. And so
Yeah.
And the polypropylene, you got that crinkle that happens all the time. That little crinkle that goes. It's like, you don't want that. Just, okay, I can't get a rhythm. This aluminum foil plastic wrap noise is irking my spirit. Anyway.
Very uncomfortable. This was back when I was like
I'm sorry. 18, I'm sorry. Like I said, I try to keep it raw and real.
Hell yeah. That's what we do here.
The thing that gets me the most is misinformation. And when you just get a little bit of it and then you run with it. PreP is good and you run with it, and like I said, people just start doing it. I just started PreP today. let's wait. Hold on, wait. It's not hook up and it's not hooking up anymore. Hold on, it's let's do a collaboration. Let's do a collabo. You know, they get on. You know what I'm saying? I just had to throw the collab out there. I hate that. You just replace hook up with collabing. It's like
have a little session. You know, get
no,
a
I
session
mean,
in,
I'm just saying.
Run a mission, whatever. Goes by many names.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I just think it was like, I think there's a lot of folks out there that use PreP or believe they believe PreP is their passport to raw sex. And I think that's the belief that's out there.
But there's also a logical reason why that connection happens. You know, they tell you the effectiveness of PreP. Listen, it's like this: Russian roulette. You got a 6-shooter. You take 5 of the bullets out, spin that chamber, click. You got 5 times. You know that it's not going to happen, but you never know when that one. If you try that 6 click, might be that time. Might take 7. You know what I mean? But there's a level of protection that allows the brain to make a connection. I can raw dog today because I'm feeling kind of safe. I'm on the PreP. Well, I'm extra safe too because my partner is undetectable. I can snatch this thing off and throw it to the wind like a graduation cap and have a ball.
That's the situation that it be for some couples. It's what they jump to, and then.
But if Joe or Nikki is still raw dogging with somebody else on the side, now you just brought that level of protection down because you added some more to the equation that wasn't in the equation of you and me, not you, me, he, and she.
That's what it really comes down to is trusting, putting your trust in somebody.
You said the T word. Can we just leave the T word out of this? The T word, the L word.
Yeah.
Trust, the loyalty, and the H word, honesty. Let's leave that out because I'm going to talk to you from human behavior standpoint. You can be as honest as you want. You're going to fuck up.
But the whole thing is
you can be as.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like a lot of that comes from like ignorance or just being uneducated on the topic.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about human behavior. You come home from work, you kick your shoes off. Hey, babe, I'm kind of feeling in the mood. I'm not. That happens once too much in a relationship. Sally Sue from down the block come along and be like, hey, I'll do what your wife won't do. Or Smooth Joe, hey, your husband ain't treating you right, baby. Yeah. Human fucking behavior. You know? So, as a proponent of PreP, to me, it's like, yo, if you're going to have sex, consider the shit out of PreP. You know, use it. Use condoms. I'm not a fan of condoms. You can tell I wasn't a fan of condoms. I'm still not a fan of condoms, but there's just some shit when you're in your right mind about yourself. It's some shit that you want to experience. It's some shit that you want to explore. But you're not gonna. Hey, are you gonna go swimming with the sharks and you don't have a chainmail scuba suit on and a cage around you? There's some people that take that risk. I can swim with the sharks. I don't even need equipment on. You know. Hey, y'all remember? I hate to. Oh man, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. because I like that guy. I like that guy. You know, the crocodile guy.
I would say Steve Irwin.
Yes, yeah, I liked him, but crikey, he didn't have to go out like that. Anyway.
Shit. Damn. Well, look, man. I'm sorry. Anybody else got any other questions? Fellas, y'all got any questions at all? Anything we need discussed? Ladies watching this, fellas watching this, whoever on the live stream. We got some viewers here still. There's going to be a lot more people watching this after the fact. If you are listening to this or watching this after the fact and you have questions, we can always bring Doug back, you know, for another episode and kind of run through these questions. So, you know, if you have more questions,
if I can answer them, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just saying, like, if I can answer them, even if I can, I'm gonna still have fun with it because there's just some things that we have to take into consideration. We don't have to know, but we have to take in consideration that we have to be at least aware of everything, you know? So as long as we remain aware about this chronic illness, that's what I'm gonna start calling it now. It's a chronic illness. It's not this terrible disease that it used to be because we were afraid of it and we didn't do science with it. You know, we didn't jump on the science because the Reagan era didn't want to mention it.
Oh, that's a fact.
We could have had better medicines than we're just getting this stuff now. But there's things that politically was blocking it because this is stuff we don't want to mention. And, you know, if you don't mention it, you can't help fix it. For instance, a tile comes up on your floor in your kitchen. And you just keep looking at it like, I got to call somebody to fix that for me. You mean to tell me you couldn't replace your own tile? You know, that's what I mean by awareness. You should be aware enough to fix that broken tile in your kitchen. Or, yeah, you can have enough money to have somebody repair it for you, but that still didn't leave you with the knowledge and the know-how of how to repair that tile. You know, it's not hard to do that, but we say, oh, that's not for me. I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do that. And that's why we waited on. There was a group, Act Up. Anybody heard of Act Up? Yep. You know, they were the ones that was like, we want to fix the tile ourselves, damn it. Like, if y'all not gonna help us, who is? Without them, we wouldn't have Truvada, we wouldn't have PreP, we wouldn't have all of these great therapies. You know, and people hear the stories. Guess who had an Act Up membership? This guy.
Oh wow!
You know,
I only heard of him because of Pose.
See what I'm saying?
Like they was on Pose, and I'm like,
let me. Okay, speaking of Pose, let me tell you about Pose, and I'm gonna make you laugh. Right. I know a couple people who were actually on Pose, right? Mm-hmm. And
yeah, me too.
And the real ballroom scene that Pose is trying to bring you was so much better than Pose, man.
Really?
Yes, God.
No, Ninja, Octavius, and Ron. Yeah,
I told you that.
Yeah. House
they couldn't give you that ballroom scene.
But Doug was probably like actually there, y'all. So that's why I'm taking his word at it.
But at the same time, they did have.
I was that guy who was on the DL doing the security.
Okay.
At least he was helping out and not reading poems and shit.
But they did have Hector Extravaganza, Jose Extravaganza as consultants. They did have Leomi Maldonado as a consultant as well. So they did have real people from that generation that were, on there.
Yeah, Doug, Mike is our resident ballroom expert. He is a super fan.
And Jack Mizrahi, yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I mean, I didn't, until you said that, I wouldn't have ever known that Act Up was a real thing because I didn't watch Pose and be like, oh yeah, let me look this organization up. Like,
do you see my eyes just almost come out? You didn't think it was a real thing?
They were real.
Wow.
This is a TV show in a city at that point I'd
What was
never been to.
What was the other group? There was a group in New York. The men. Wait, it was, the New York group. Oh my goodness, where like Harvey Milk and them came from.
HMI.
It might have been that. Yeah.
No, it was before that. It was before
It
that.
was before HMI. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. It was like the Gay Men's Health Conference, GMHC, or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was they were really good because they had like 3 or 4 lawyers on their group and all that sort of stuff, and they would
Yeah,
they were really cool. But I think they have a movie about them too. I think they did a whole movie about them.
Yeah,
about them or him? Because I know he had a movie.
Yeah, it might have been about him.
Yeah, because they even got something here in Brooklyn called the Brooklyn Men Connect.
Brooklyn Men Connect came from the group I'm talking about.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the members of the group I'm talking about went and formed something like that. It's a long story, but there was a movie. It wasn't and the band played on. It was something else.
Yeah, but the scene in Pose about the St. Patrick's Cathedral protest, like that was a real protest. Like,
that was a very real protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all right. It's interesting to me. I'll be 53 this year. And seeing the things that Pose was doing is amazing because no one like voguing was kind of considered a joke on breakdancing when I was coming up.
Yeah.
I was just sort of a variation.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. I was one of those people who I didn't believe in DL or anything, but I was actually living like I was DL because I was just a guy. But I hung out with everybody, and I was like, no, that's not me. No, I don't fuck around. That type of stuff. But I'm hanging with people and stuff, and I have to take a phone call. Let me mute this real quick. This is not. How do I mute this thing?
I got you. Well, while Doug is attending to his call, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Pose that people don't really. I mean, it's a TV show. You're watching a TV show on FX. It's a dramatization. These are not specifically real people. While they may be based on a lot of real stories.
Yeah, real people,
real events.
Again, it's a fictional story. There's nobody named Blanca. Angel doesn't exist. So when you're watching a fictional story, from the show, the main character MJ Rodriguez.
There was quite a few Blancas, but we won't get into this.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like there's a gang of women that call themselves Diamond. Like it's just.
But
those names,
Diamond, Coco, all kinds of.
Yeah, right. So we all know a whole bunch of them. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But fellas, just to let you know, I do have to head out because I gotta get up in the morning for work.
What time? Oh Lord, it's 12 a.m. where I'm at.
Yep. So let's wrap this up then. I'm with that. So, Mike, tell everybody where they can find you with your podcast and everything.
Yeah, my bad, everybody, that I have a job I gotta get to in the morning. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Mike Brooklyn. I host the Real Talk podcast. It's on all the major streaming platforms like Spotify and everything. And yeah, I mean, you'll catch real discussions, real opinions, and real motherfucking talk from it. And I do appreciate you guys having me on here tonight.
All right, Brother Trill, where can they find you, man?
Yes, man. King Clee Trail everywhere, all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can hit me up, ask me questions. I do not mind. I am an open book. I do not mind having a conversation. Okay? Just come correct. That's all I ask.
That part. Doug, where can they find you, bro?
Nowhere. I'm not a media mogul. I have a Facebook page. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups. That's about it.
Yes, Doug is just a guy. So
yeah, like questions come into this group, into the men like us tribe. That's where you can reach me at.
All right. Yeah. So fellas, Men Like Us Tribe. That's a group for all of us to support each other. By all means, join it. If you have questions, you need people to talk to, X, Y, and Z. We are all there to support each other. So by all means, join the Men Like Us Tribe Facebook group. Also, you can find me on Clubhouse at MLU Chris and at Big Texas Chris. Got 2 different accounts. We have some really dope conversations on there. It's definitely more of a mixed crowd, but please join us. Follow me on there and take part. Also, if you have more questions around PreP and HIV, whatever else, DM those questions to Facebook and Instagram. It's Men Like Us Podcast on both platforms. Also, I didn't spell that right, but subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. And then please share this video on Facebook. Spread the message. Doug showed up tonight and he dropped some knowledge. So by all means,
I was supposed to come on the other night, but
yeah, it's all good.
Appreciate you, Doug, for real.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks.
But yeah, everybody share this video, share the knowledge, spread the knowledge, especially ladies, spread the knowledge to the men that you know. Y'all know plenty of niggas out there. Share the knowledge to the brothers because they need it. So share the knowledge to them, share it to your friends, all that shit. So with that, we are out, and I will see y'all next time on the next episode of Men Like Us Podcast.